Hey friends, it's Caitlin, your geeky girlfriend, and in today's video, I am back with another book review in my Bookie Babe book review series. This book marks number 11 finished in my 12 book challenge for the year, and I'm so excited. I'm honestly proud of myself that I have gotten this far. I definitely did not think that I would be this far by now because when the school year starts, I normally just kind of put pleasure reading to the side and I don't really get to do much of it, unfortunately. But I think that last minute trip in August helped me out, and a couple of the books that I read this summer were just really quick reads. So yeah, it's been great. So the book that I'm going to show you today, I actually did start when we went on our trip in August, and I finished it pretty soon after. I just haven't yet picked up the next one. So I'm really excited to share this book with you. As always, if you like what you see in this channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and then make sure you can turn on those notifications for all of my new content. I'm posting things about once a week right now, but over the summer and over Christmas break especially, I upload almost every day. So make sure you get ready for those new uploads. And let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Confessions of a Shopoholic by Sophie Kinsella. And as per my norm, this book was a half-price books clearance find, which I was not sad about. I love the Shopoholic movie. This is the inside cover, which if you've watched some of my videos here on this channel, you know that my closet looks very similar. And I would confess that I am a shopaholic. And I will say when I was reading this book, there were so many things in here that I was like, yep, that's right. And I found myself using the same rationale that she does, that Becky does in the book, to rationalize some of the purchases that I make in my own life. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of a shopaholic in all of us, regardless of what you buy, whether it's clothes or luggage or accessories. Some of us are makeup, some of us are shoes, whatever. I'm a little bit of everything other than the makeup. Y'all know I don't really do that. But books, my bookshelf. So all of us are a little bit of a shopaholic, and this book, it was a lot of fun. If you've seen the movie, this book is nothing like the movie. I'm almost wondering if the movie was based on the sequel, which is Shopaholic Takes Manhattan. Stay tuned because that's the next book on my list. So we are going to get into that one too. But I'm almost wondering if the movie was based on that one. This one actually takes place in London, and which to me I love because I love the English culture and the poshness of London and the accents and the terminology that they use. I just think it's so much fun, and it's not like other languages. This is going to sound so bad, but it's not like other languages that you can't understand when you're reading it. It's still all in English. So it is a different language and they use different terms, but yet I'm still able to read through it and understand it because it's not the American English. And I will say there were a lot of differences between the book and the movie. I have seen the movie first. I know. I watched the movie first and then read the book to see how it was similar. But the book was unique in its own right. It does, like I said, it takes place in London. Becky is British. The premise of the two are the same. She writes for a finance column in a finance magazine. She's terrible with money, doesn't really understand anything about money or finances, and throughout the book kind of comes into her own and realizes that she does actually understand more about money than she thinks that she does. This is a slight spoiler, but the main climax of the movie is when Derek Smith, who is the manager of the bank, who's trying to get her to collect, he's the debt collector, and he confronts her when she's on TV. That part is all the same. But the movie does a lot more with her actual shopping habits than this one. This one more so dives into why she shops. She kind of she uses it as a retail therapy. It's a therapy for her, and she goes into a lot more detail about how stressful her work is, and which stressful is the relative term in the book. I mean, Rebecca, she gets stressed about the littlest thing and then is like, oh, I need a $200 shawl or what, 200-pound shawl or whatever. So obviously her problems are exaggerated. The spending is all exaggerated, but the reality is she is dealing with these things that she perceives as problems or stressors and then shops to kind of appease herself and give herself a little bit of happy. Dives into more of her romantic relationships, which is funny, and it kind of goes through more of like dives into more of a romance, less of a comedy feel. So it does have some of that going for it as well, but overall very, very funny. And the other thing that's a major difference, if you've seen the movie, is that her roommate is not super big like in the movie. Her roommate is her roommate is big in the book, but in a different way. And there's a big climactic moment in the movie where Becky kind of realizes that she has an issue, and that does not happen in the book. So her roommate, like in the book, you can kind of leave her roommate. Like the story would have been the same without the roommate, whereas in the movie, the roommate is a big turning point for Becky. Her parents are the same, and the movie depicts them perfectly. Luke Brandon is the same, and the movie depicted him perfectly. So there are a lot of similarities, but overall, the book was a refreshing twist. And I feel like if I would have watched or read the book first, I would not like the movie nearly as much as I do. So I'm kind of happy that I read the book after watching the movie, because I love the movie and it's one of my like go-to comfort movies. I just think it's hilarious. I obviously relate to it a lot, and I feel that I would not like it as much if I would not have, like, if I would have read the book first, kind of like Devil Wears Prada. I absolutely love the book, The Devil Wears Prada, but I hated the movie. And I feel like that's exactly what would have happened if I would have read this first. So I'm glad that I watched the movie and then read the book, because I still got a lot of the charm from the movie and I was able to be like, oh, this is the same, blah, 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 blah. But got a whole new fresh twist. The other thing that I love about the book is the chapters are really short. You'll know that I love really easy page turning chapters, and the chapters are very short. There's over 20 chapters in this book, and it is a very nice summer read, very nice vacation read, which is exactly what it was for me. So overall, I would give this book on its own, I would probably give this book an 8 out of 10. It was funny. There were some slow parts but I think it had to do with the fact that I saw the movie first, because I was waiting for like those big climactic moments. And then once I realized that they weren't coming, I was just kind of like, eh. But it is fun. It's British. If you love British novels, this is a good one. And it is super silly. And I related a lot to the main character, which is a great reason to read a book. So that was my review, short and sweet review of Sophie Kinsella's Shopoholic, or Confessions of a Shopoholic. And I will be reading Shopoholic Takes Manhattan next. I actually have already taken it off the shelf. It's going to be the next book that I read, because I want to read them really close together and continue Becky's story. In case you didn't know, there's actually 4 books in the Shopoholic series, and then it kind of goes in, then she has some other series as well. So there are actually 4 titles in the Shopoholic series, which is very interesting. And the movie does not lead that on. The one piece of the movie that I was really missing was the green scarf. There is a little part in the book about a scarf, but it wasn't the green scarf, and that's kind of the trademark of the movie. It's Isla Fisher's biggest look, and so I was kind of missing that piece. And I wish that if the movie was supposed to be based on this novel, they should not have done that. Now, maybe the second one, I will find out that the movie is actually based more on the second one. We'll see. But for now, that is my review of Sophie Kinsella's Confessions of a Shopoholic. Like I said at the beginning, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and then you can go ahead and turn on those notifications. I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos tonight, including movie reviews from all the summer blockbusters that I watched this summer. I'm a little behind on uploads, but that is a-okay. And then some fun ones that my husband and I have crossed off of our to-watch list. So make sure you sign up for those notifications, hit that subscribe, and as always, you can follow me on Instagram at your geeky girlfriend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.